Hello and welcome back to Newsmin. My name's Lumin and today begins the BlizzCon coverage, starting with a day one recap. Firstly, the full WarCraft movie trailer was shown at the event and it was glorious. It was as good as I thought it would be after seeing the teaser. I won't talk too much about it here and now, but I will say that you should definitely, whether you're a WarCraft fan or not, check it out for yourselves. Then StarCraft II Legacy of the Void's launch trailer was shown off, and we were told that after Legacy of the Void's launch, we'd be receiving continued support for the game and new content in the form of more co-op missions, mission packs, the first of which is going to be Nova Covert Ops, come in early 2016, more unit skins, as well as something totally new in the form of voice packs. During the StarCraft II competitive multiplayer panel, the team outlined their 5 major goals for StarCraft II multiplayer, which were more action, faster pacing with less downtime, a balance of micro needs across the races, variety in types of micro, and major redesigns to existing core mechanics. There will also be some pretty dramatic ladder changes and improvements coming over the next couple of months. Next up, Heroes of the Storm. For Heroes of the Storm, we got way too much exciting news about way too many unexpected things. I'm not even joking. A new game mode called the Arena was shown off, which is a best of 3 5v5 brawl on a relatively small map built around a single objective. You and your team will choose one of 3 heroes each, pick your ultimate abilities, and get started right away. In the arena, you get access to all heroes, not just the ones you own. There can be multiples of the same hero on each team. Death timers are shorter, and healing at the fountain is instant. A new battleground was shown off, the Towers of Doom, which seems to be a dark Halloween-themed map in which you can claim your enemies' towns in an attempt to control the entire map and win. 3 new heroes were shown off, and those are Lunara, Greymane, and Cho'Gall. Lunara is a fragile ranged assassin with very high mobility inspired by the WarCraft III Dryads. King Gen Greymane is both a melee and ranged assassin, which is a little weird. He can play in both Worgen and human form with 2 very different feeling playstyles. And then Cho'Gall. Cho'Gall is unlike anything in the game right now. He is actually 2 heroes in one, and he's set to be controlled by 2 players at the same time. You heard that right, he's a single hero, both a melee warrior and a ranged assassin, and he's going to be controlled by 2 different players at the same time. He's also going to be released later this month. Judging by the gameplay footage shown at BlizzCon, he does seem as awesome as he sounds. Players who attend BlizzCon or bought virtual tickets will get Cho'Gall for free, and then if they party with those who don't have the hero and play 2 games with him, those players who did not have it will unlock it as well. So Cho'Gall is like a disease or a plague that's going to spread throughout the Nexus. If you play 4 games as Cho'Gall with someone else, then you'll get a large sum of gold as well. Pretty good deal if you ask me. The Heroes of the Storm dev team's hero design process was covered, and we were told that they currently have a list of over 200 heroes they're looking to add to the game. We saw a few new skins, ideas of those upcoming heroes, and even an early look at Tracer from Overwatch in-game. So that said, the Overwatch characters are most definitely coming to Heroes of the Storm at some point in the not too distant future. Finally, for Heroes of the Storm, Grandmaster League is coming soon, and it's going to be much the same as Legend rank in Hearthstone. Then, speaking of Hearthstone, the Hearthstone League of Explorers Adventure has been announced, and it is coming next week. Yes, I said next week, Thursday, November the 12th. That's kind of soon and unexpected, but I'm definitely not complaining. The adventure will have 4 wings: the Temple of Orsis, Uldaman, Stranglethorn Jungle, and the Hall of Explorers. 45 new cards are coming with the adventure, which include 3 for each class, and a bunch of neutrals of all rarities, all of which have already been revealed, so you can check them out for yourselves right now over on the official site. There's a new keyword, Discover, that functions much like tracking does for Hunter. There are new class challenges coming, heroic mode, new game boards, and no doubt a whole lot of fun. The 4 League of Explorers locations will open on a weekly basis, much like the other adventures did, and this will happen over the course of a month with a 1-week break in the middle during Thanksgiving holiday. It'll cost around $20 for the entire adventure, or 700 gold per wing. Lastly, 3 new card backs were shown off: the November Ranked Play card back, the Overwatch Collector's Edition card back, and the League of Explorers Heroic Completion card back. Moving on, let's talk Overwatch. 3 new Overwatch heroes were revealed, and a new map was shown off, all of which will be in the beta next week. I don't even know what to say. Next week is just going to be so ridiculously crazy. The heroes are Diva, a mech suit using StarCraft pro-gaming tank; Mei, a climatologist that uses frost to defend her team and slow her enemies; and Genji, a cyber ninja who just so happens to be Hanzo's brother. The new map will be using the Payload game mode, and it's called Hollywood. Overwatch is now up for pre-purchase and is set to launch on the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Yes, it's coming to consoles in the spring of 2016. That's spring for the US, so around March, April, or May. The standard edition of the game will include all 21 heroes, all the maps, and everything else currently in the game. The Origin version will include 5 Origin skins. That's one for Soldier 76, one for Reaper, one for Bastion, one for Pharah, and one for Tracer, along with a bunch of content for the other Blizzard games like Mercy Wings in Diablo, StarCraft Portraits, that Hearthstone card back we looked at a moment ago, a Baby Winston pit in WoW, and Tracer in Heroes of the Storm. Then there will also be a limited retail collector's edition that will include all the aforementioned goodies, plus an art book, a soundtrack, and a Soldier 76 bronze statue. There's also a free Widowmaker skin for anyone that pre-purchases any version of the game. Finally, in the Overwatch news, a bunch of smaller questions were asked during the Overwatch Q&A panels about esports, skins, future plans for the game, and much, much more that can be checked out below. Second to last in our Day 1 recap, we have World of Warcraft Legion. A rather epic introduction cinematic was shown to us featuring Varian Rin, Sylvanas Windrunner, and a whole lot of burning Legion. We were told that Legion would release on or before September 21 of 2016, which seems a little late, and there was mention of a beta later this month, which is kinda soon. Our experience in Legion will begin in the Broken Shore, a 20 Alliance and 20 Horde scenario that picks up right after the introduction cinematic. Demon Hunters will start at level 98, play through a unique starting experience that involves Illidan's Stormrage, amongst other characters, and they'll earn a class-specific Falsaber mount that looks kinda cool. Most of the zones of the Broken Isles were shown off extensively, and they are looking pretty good. One big change coming with this expansion is that the 4 major leveling zones in the Broken Isles can be done in any order and scale based on your level. The final launch zone, Suramar, will be a max level only zone, and Thaldranath is currently still being worked on and will be released later, much like Tanan Jungle was for Warlords of Draenor. An endgame questing system is coming to Legion, which is going to function much the same as bounties do in Diablo 3, and this will replace daily questing. Legion challenge mode dungeons will also function similarly to Greater Rifts in Diablo, as they'll just keep getting harder as you defeat them, and the rewards will increase constantly. Blizzard say that they want them to complement or entirely replace raiding for those interested in dungeons instead of raids. Speaking of raids, Legion will have 2 raids at launch, the same as Warlords of Draenor had, and those are the Emerald Nightmare and Suramar Palace. It'll also have a total of 10 dungeons. There are pages live on the official site discussing artifact weapons and showing models and a bit of story for each spec on all the classes. The once again Diablo 3 inspired transmog system is coming to WoW with Legion, and it will include tabard storage, a search function, and we will apparently hear more about it later this weekend. There's a new Moonkin model coming with Legion that a lot of people are happy about. A lot of changes were made to existing class specs, but they haven't all been fully detailed yet. I'm sure we'll hear more about that later this weekend as well. An example of that is that Rogues lost their combat spec, but they gained Outlaw as a spec, which is kind of interesting. But that's it for Warcraft. Finally, and unfortunately, there wasn't much Diablo stuff going on the first day, but we did get at least some information about patch 2.4. In said patch, we'll receive a whole new zone, Grey Hollow Island, and 2 expanded zones in the form of the Eternal Woods, an expansion of the Ruins of Sescheron, and the Royal Quarters, an expansion of Leoric's Manor. Patch 2.4 is also going to redo and revise every one of the 24 class sets in the game and add set dungeons. Once you complete and don the full 6 pieces of any given class set, you'll receive a clue to track down an ancient dungeon designed just for you and your set. Empowered Rifts are coming, which will serve as a bit of a gold sink by letting you spend your gold to get greater rewards. Seasonal journey revisions are planned that'll provide you with set items for your class when you complete certain parts of the journey, and starting in 2.4, you won't need to constantly recreate characters for the new seasons, thanks to a new seasonal rebirth system. Action combat from the console versions of Diablo is coming to the PC, we're getting more stash space, new legendaries, and much, 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 much more. That's the promise, at least. Patch 2.4 will be up for testing on the PTR soon. But that's it, I'm done with Day 1. Be sure to read all about everything mentioned in this video below. Share this video with anyone looking for a handy Day 1 recap. Let me know how much you've been enjoying BlizzCon 2015, and check back here soon for more. Happy that.